Ladies and gentlemen, please join me and welcome the CEO and President of JINSA, Dr. Michael Makovsky.
I want to welcome everybody to the 36th annual dinner of the Jewish Institute of National Security of America. JINSA's mission is to advance a strong U.S. military and national security posture, which we believe is the best guarantor of peace and the survival of our civilization, and a strong U.S.-Israel security relationship, which is vital to American values and security. We're honored this evening to bestow our Scoop Jackson Distinguished Service Award to the stellar Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, who, like Senator Jackson, has been in, thank you, yeah, okay. Thank you, Catherine. Who, like Senator Jackson, has been an outspoken and effective advocate for a robust U.S. national security and a strong Israel. We're also honored to bestow our National Leadership Award to my dear friend and JINSA board member, Fred Zeidman, for his decades of leadership in American, Jewish, and Israeli causes. And we're proud to have our honorees introduced by Senators Tom Cotton and Lindsey Graham, true leaders in Congress on U.S. national security in Israel. President Trump, Secretary Pompeo, and the administration have made America stronger and Israel stronger and vastly improved the U.S.-Israel relationship. They have defied counterproductive conventional wisdom with new inspired policies such as withdrawing from the disastrous Iranian nuclear deal and reimposing tough sanctions, moving our embassy to Jerusalem, supporting and signing the Taylor Force Act, following a campaign spearheaded by JINSA Gemunder Center distinguished fellow Sander Gerber, who's here tonight, and backing Israel's defensive military actions in Syria and Gaza. JINSA has advocated for these policies, and we applaud the Trump administration for implementing them, which you already have done. Many of the administration's policies, especially on Iran and ISIS, have contributed to the security of the Jewish state, as well as our Sunni and Shia majority Muslim allies in the region. We are thus honored tonight to host the eminent ambassadors of Israel, the United Arab Emirates, Egypt, and Azerbaijan. Thank you. But serious challenges remain, none more important or more immediate than Iran's regional expansion. At JINSA, we've made it a top priority to establish policy projects to address different elements of this threat. First, our Iran task force, co-chaired by Air Force General Chuck Wald and Ambassador Eric Edelman, provides a comprehensive approach going beyond sanctions to address Iran's regional and nuclear threats. Second, our U.S.-Israel Security Task Force, chaired by Admiral Jim Stavridis, former NATO and EUCOM commander, has prepared concrete recommendations to bolster Israel's capabilities and the bilateral security relationship as Israel virtually alone seeks to push and roll back Iran's presence in Syria and prepares for a possible war with Iran and Hezbollah in Lebanon. The group's recommendations, including front-loading the 10-year U.S.-Israel defense MOU to meeting growing threats now and elevating Israel's status for sharing military technology, equipment, and intelligence. Third, our hybrid warfare task force, led by Marine General Rich Natonsky and Air Force General Mike Hostage, is bringing insight on the operational legal challenges Israel would face in a war with Iran and Hezbollah and the implications for the U.S. military. As you see, one of JINSA's unique assets is the extensive involvement of retired U.S. generals and admirals in our policy efforts, given their tremendous expertise, nonpartisanship, and respect they command at home and abroad. Their participation with us often begins for at least for the last 35 years with an annual JINSA trip to Israel and Jordan, where they meet top security and intelligence leaders and visit key strategic sites. This year, we augmented our exposure to the region with the Benjamin Gettler Annual International Policy Trip and took retired generals and admirals and lay leaders to Egypt, where we had a security-focused exchange with President Sisi and other senior Egyptian officials. Thank you very much. Also, to boost bilateral ally ties, we bring U.S. elite rising, we bring to the United States rising elite and senior Israeli military officers to educate them about American foreign policy, and we seek a similar program. We seek to do a similar program with some of our other allies in the region. In several months, we'll begin taking elite mid-level and senior U.S. military officers to Israel for what the U.S. military calls a strategic broadening program. Our deep commitment to supporting or working with our military is reflected at our annual dinner this evening as we honor America's outstanding junior servicemen and women from each military branch with our Grateful Nation Award. Now, retired U.S. Army General Sidney Shacknow initiated this idea, and also our Soldiers Appeal, for which we raise money between Thanksgiving and Christmas and give to American soldiers and their families in need. Last year, we raised and delivered over $100,000 to these individual soldiers and their families. Thanks. We've been doing that for about 15 years. Now, born into a Jewish family in Lithuania, Sid endured 3 years in a Nazi concentration camp before escaping to the U.S., and he rose to become a general in the Green Berets. He even commanded U.S. forces in Berlin when the wall came down, and to our knowledge, he is the only Holocaust survivor to ever become a U.S. general. Unfortunately, he passed away a couple weeks ago, so beginning next year, we're going to rename our Grateful Nation Award after him, but we are pleased that his granddaughter Andrea, who's also an ex-JINSA staffer, is here tonight. So thank you, Andrea. In closing, I just want to acknowledge some of those who are here tonight. Almost 36 active and retired U.S. generals and admirals. Ed Royce, the outstanding chairman of the House Foreign Relations Committee, who unfortunately is retiring from Congress in January. Deputy National Security Advisor Mira Cardell, NSC Senior Directors Earl Matthews and Victoria Coates, and Deputy UN Ambassador John Lerner are here, and we thank them for it. To all of these distinguished stewards of American security, we thank you very much for your leadership and your hard work at keeping America safe. Thank you. I wish to thank David Steinman, our chairman, and Joel, there he is, and Joel Germunder, also both outstanding, our vice chairman, and my close friends and partners, and JINSA's excellent board of directors. I also want to thank the entire JINSA staff for their hard work on this dinner, as well as Secretary Pompeo's dedicated staff. And of course, our terrific Catherine Herridge, as always, for emceeing this evening. And I just want to thank each JINSA supporter, including our friends at ULA, America's indispensable space arsenal, which sponsored tonight's reception. We will continue to work hard to earn your respect and backing and show even more results for the causes we hold dear. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy the evening.